second Ancient Bear Republic League 2 top 16 match. This one is going to be between Nyfty and CakeFoodSupreme. We got Nyfty down here on the bottom playing Shadows, Logos, and Dis, a classic house comp in the game of Keyforge. And up top we have CakeFoodSupreme playing Untamed, Sanctum, and Dis. It's definitely not a house comp you see as often these days. So it looks like CakeFoodSupreme's going to be going first. That's the gateway to Dis in his opening hand, not something that you want to see super early. Does just go play the Baron on early. Nyfty also had the gateway to Dis fairly early, just goes ahead and discards it and dumps a couple Dis creatures onto the board, putting the Soulkeeper onto the Anguish. CakeFoodSupreme here, I'd assume we'll go. None of these plays feel great for me. I know it's only turn 2. Baronon could fight. You could stun some Dis creatures. Dis would be kind of nice because of the Amber from Waking Nightmare and the Amber from Stirring Grave, but Stirring Grave isn't doing anything. You'd have to discard the gateway or hold it. So he's going to go Dis here, or sorry, Sanctum here. Play the Radiant Truth and this Seraphic Armor. Was he going to hold the Radiant Truth? Let's see. No, he does play it. Go and gain that Amber. Not stunning anything, but Nyfty's stuck here with the 2/2/2 hand right off the bat. Goes with the Logos. Plays the Lethalogica. Grabs the Bouncing Death Quark, which is probably a nice little pull. The question is, what do you kill, the Anguish or the Bookton? Kind of like, yeah, I like that. I like killing the Bookton over the Anguish. Keep that Soulkeeper ability for another creature. CakeFoodSupreme over here. Kind of in the same spot as last turn. Nothing feels super amazing here. Stirring Grave will archive a creature this time. That gateway to Dis is still getting a little awkward though. But it is 3 Amber, and it puts him into the position of making Nyfty want to answer. But instead he's just going to drop the Bulwark. He's not going to do anything, and I think he's waiting. He's going to try to get Nyfty to play some more creatures so he can get that gateway to be a little bit more viable. Nyfty here playing the Red Penny, immediately killing it with Nexus, shuffling it back into his deck. Nice little play there. And then finishing off with the Mutant Cutpurse. CakeFoodSupreme, I think this is the time where you do play the gateway. It's only 3 creatures versus 1 of yours. But yeah, I think it's still just better just to play it. Gain some Amber. Waking Nightmare, not going to do a whole lot. And the Stirring Grave, archiving the Baronon. Nyfty here, really got either one is fine. Gonna go with the Dis. A little interesting of a choice considering he wasn't in check. I think I would have liked the Logos play, but he did get a nice little draw, so I think that paid off for him. CakeFoodSupreme here. Growth Surge isn't great because you do have to target something, so he would have to target Nyfty's creatures. Resurgence could get the Niflground, so Untamed's a little awkward. Commandeer's not going to do anything except gain an Amber. Or you just play Cinder, get a big guy on the board, but again, you're not doing a whole lot with that. So you probably have to go Untamed here just to get your hand filtered a little bit. I don't think you play Growth Surge. I don't think it's worth the Amber to play that. And Resurgence, I don't know if it's worth playing it to take the Bulwark. You might just discard it. He does play does play the Growth Surge, which is a little interesting. And he is going to play the Resurgence. I guess it makes sense to take the Bulwark back because you do have the Commandeer in hand. But yeah, I don't know. That one, not a great turn, I don't think, any way that he goes about it. Nyfty here, sitting in a great Logos hand. Got 2 Kixos, 2 Munchlings. The Academy training going on the Bravo. And just dumping creatures on the board. Making CakeFoodSupreme, I think, wish that he had that Gateway to Dis back in his hand. Unfortunately, it's not quite how this works. So the Quicksand and Lost in the Woods might be his best option for dealing with this board. The Kixos you can probably leave out for now, since you're likely not going to have any creatures for him to fight. Well, you're not going to have any creatures for him to fight into. So I think you want to get rid of the Munchlings first. Gets rid of the Infernus with the Quicksand. Okay. Didn't have a choice on that one. Lost in the Woods, I'd assume you shuffle the Brabble back in. And one of the Munchlings. It's not great leaving your opponent with 3 Logos creatures on the board because they can still just reap. But Nyfty also doesn't have a hand with Logos, so he would just be reaping for 3. Yep, Brabble, Munchling. So Nyfty here. Just gonna go Shadows, lay down a couple Spike Traps, which is a nice little threat for the board. Anything that CakeFoodSupreme plays down it's a good chance of just getting blown up, although he did just draw into that Reclaimed by Nature, which is a good answer, but I don't think that's gonna be his answer this turn. I think you need to go Dis here. Hold on to the Commandeer. I know it's not great, but yeah, I think you have to go Dis. Oh, he is gonna go Sanctum. Oh, he had the burn on. That's right. Okay. Forgot about the Archive. So he will be able to take him off a check here. Play the Commandeer. Capture 1 on each. Order a little bit there. The Baronon could have not been enraged had he played Bulwark first. Not too big of a deal, but being able to reap with a creature is always nice. Hit F11. Oh, hey. Thanks, Dave. Didn't know that was a thing that could be done. Let's see. So Nyfty, just playing some Logos creatures. Fighting a little bit, reaping. Let's see. Used his Spike Trap, killed the Demo Thief, which stole 1. Took CakeFoodSupreme off a check. Puts himself into check. Killed. Let's see. So CakeFoodSupreme here going Untamed, playing the Reclaimed by Nature to get that Spike Trap out of the way. I'm sure he wishes that was a Poltergeist right about there, but that'll still do just fine. Puts himself into check at 7. Nyfty, though, having an answer with the Red Penny. I don't think he's quite going to be able to get him out of check. The Red Penny not doing a whole lot with the Cephalois there. Still getting cards out of his hand. Gonna get the Shadowsmith down. Give some of his guys elusive. Although he is also giving that Cephalois elusive as well, because that Shadowsmith does target both friendly and enemy. Nyfty here. Gonna go Dis. Tied here. Game 1, top 16. 1 key to 1 key. Nyfty sitting at 4 amber in the middle of his turn. CakeFoodSupreme at 1. Sorry, in the middle of CakeFoodSupreme's turn. I assume Nyfty will also be going dis here. CakeFoodSupreme just dropping down a few creatures, and I assume Nyfty is going to be doing the same thing. Using the Will of the Damned on the Cinder. Getting rid of the larger threat. And CakeFoodSupreme does have a pretty nice answer here with that Spirit's Way in his hand. He'll only be killing a Cephaloist, which isn't great against shadows, but it's also not active at the moment. He'll be missing both Brabbles, which is important for himself. He'll also be missing the Rat Penny if he plays it. So, Cleansing Wave. Oh, missed an Amber with the Cleansing Wave. Could have healed the Cephaloist first. Yeah, because I don't think Cleansing Wave is going to be one of those cards that you necessarily want to hold here. Oh. He's proven me wrong. He is going to hold that. I think he's thinking with the Dark Minion in play, he'll be able to get some sort of a little bit better of a play with that Cleansing Wave. Nyfty doesn't have a whole lot of options here. He can get some stuff archived with Logos. Dimension Door is just going to be a discard because you probably don't want to archive it here with what was it? Yeah, the Causal Loop. He's not going to, let's see. Causal Loop. Yeah, he is just discarding the Dimension Door, which I think is probably the smarter play. Just saving one of those Shadows cards for later. Getting the Munchling out. So I'm curious to see what CakeFoodSupreme's going to do here. He did hold that Cleansing Wave. Kind of hints that he's considering going Sanctum again, but Sanctum to me doesn't feel too great here. Untamed is okay. Cephaloist is still going to be offline. Could just play Dis. You could get that Dark Minion to fight into something to help set up for the Cleansing Wave. I don't know if you necessarily want to do that though. Yeah. So he's just going Untamed. Capture one onto Dark Minion, maybe? Where do you put this, Amber? On Brabble, okay. Can see that too. So Nyfty here. He has that damage on Gamgee, which could line up with the Red Penny. You could also just kill the Dark Minion with it. It's a sack of coins as well, so he can get rid of that Cephaloist pretty easily. Does go ahead, play that Red Penny, and take it out with that damage pip on Gamgee. Sack of coins. Interesting, taking out Baldric the Bold. I think this is one of those moments where I'm looking at that Cleansing Wave still in hand. And if I were him, I'd really wish it wasn't there. It's not doing anything. Held it with very few creatures on board. Again, there is the play with it with the Dark Minion, but you can't do that in the same turn. Now Dark Minion is elusive because of the Shadowsmith. Going dis. So I don't think he's going to have a way to get Nyfty off of the key here. Just reaping for 2. Assume we're just going to see the Cinder and the Soul Keeper come down. Reaping with the Floop because the Dominator Bauble. So he will be putting himself in check here if he gets that Soul Keeper into play. Soul Keeper on the Dark Minion. And Cinder next to the Floop. Okay. This would actually be a really good time for Nyfty to Gateway. I know they're fairly even on creatures, but it gets that Brabble out of the way, and I think that's the important thing. Getting rid of the Brabble so he's going to lose 3 if he destroys it on his turn, but because he just forged, he has no Amber. So I think this is a real good turn to get rid of it. He's going to be stealing 1 afterwards with the Demo Thief, gaining the one that's on Brabble. Oh, interesting. Fighting into the Brabble. Okay, using Gamgee to reap. Okay, I like this. Probably a better call there. Still, part of me still would want to play that Gateway, though. Guess he's just going to wipe the board with the Gleeful Mayhem. This is one of those times I do think it's okay to hold the Gateway, because you're so low on cards. He is just going to discard it. Alright. So, getting the Cleansing Wave out of his hand, finally. Gaining 2 Amber off of it. Dropping down the Gorvenal, the Barrister. Gorvenal captures 1 from the Baron on fighting. Putting himself in check. Nyfty does have an answer with this Infernus here. And he can just reap. He's going to reap, steal 1 with the Gamgee, and gain the 1 from the reap. I assume you just reap with Histocrog and Cinder here. Oh. Yep, he missed the Barrister. So decides to fight with Cinder instead. Okay. Still, just play the Infernus. Purge some stuff. Get him off of check. What are you purging here? Probably the Commandeer. The Lost in the Woods, maybe? Reclaimed by Nature. The Spirit's Way has an Amber, though, so you could purge that. Histocrog destroying the Floop. So Nyfty is looking like he's in a fairly good spot right now. CakeFoodSupreme does have the Mindfire and the Pain Mail. Kind of get himself in this a little bit. Didn't hit anything with the Mindfire, just hit the Munchling, so didn't steal anything. I just think you throw Pain Mail. Well, if you put Pain Mail on your if you put Pain Mail on your own Brabble, which is what he does, then the next time your opponent calls Dis, Brabble's gonna die. They're gonna lose 3 because it's their turn. So I do like that play, but I also like the choice of putting it on the Anguish or the Gamgee because the Gamgee is stealing stuff. Alright, so Nyfty checking here with 7 Amber, 4 Key 3. I don't think... I don't see an answer here for CakeFoodSupreme. I might be missing something. Reclaimed by Nature is not going to do anything. Attendant, no. Yeah, I don't see anything here. He could have fought. Well, yeah, I mean, he could have fought with the Brabble. So there was an out there. But I don't think it would have held him for a whole lot longer. So Nyfty here takes game 1 in the best of 3. Alrighty, let's go find game 2. Let's see, while they're pulling this up, let me see if I can bring up... Oh, they got it, never mind. I was gonna pull up the bracket. I'll do it between games if there is one, a game 3, or I'll bring it up after. I'll bring it up after this game regardless. Give you guys a look at how the bracket's going. Alright. So CakeFoodSupreme taking a mulligan. Into not a whole lot. The Mushroom with a View, good to get down early. Quicksand's not gonna do a whole lot this early. It's basically just gonna kill anything that, whatever your opponent plays next turn. Just plays the Attendant. Interesting. Spike Trap, immediately killing the Attendant with that damage icon. Gamgee, dealing 1 to itself. Let's see here. So going with the Quicksand, Mushroom with a View, and Cephaloist coming down. Assume Nyfty responds with Dis, playing the Cinder, Histocrog, and Anguish. I assume CakeFood will be responding here with Dis as well, dropping a Cinder of his own next to the Cephaloist. Playing the Dark Minion behind the taunt, most likely. And then the Brabble on either side, I'd assume next to the Cephaloist. Oh, interesting, putting not protecting the Dark Minion. Okay. Not protecting the Brabble either, which I think is correct. And then just probably going to play Will of the Damned to gain 2. Nope, going to hold it. Thinking that Nyfty's going to be going to check here soon. So let's see, Nyfty going dis as well. The Gleeful will likely get rid of the Cephaloist, and what else do you want to get rid of in this case? Do you get rid of, or do you deal 5 to the Cinder so you can hit it with the Histocrog? Gonna play the Dominator. I'd assume discard the Gateway. Discards Gateway. Fighting with the Cinder. Interesting. Okay. And then just reaping with the other 2. CakeFoodSupreme here going untamed, playing the Reclaimed by Nature, hitting the... Feel like you want to hit the Dominator Bauble in this case, because that's gonna be a lasting effect versus the Spike Trap is a one-time use. Does go with the Spike Trap, wants to take that extra Amber. Resurgence can bring back both Attendant and Cephaloist. Goes with the Cephaloist and the Cinder instead of the Attendant, which I think is fine as well. Plays Euonia. Alright, so Nyfty here. What are we looking to do? You could standardize testing is gonna kill 2 of your guys, 2 of theirs, gonna leave the Cephaloist, the Brabble, and the Histocrog up, killing everything else. He could... Well, no, you don't want to do that. I was going to say he could Quazzle Loop first and get rid of the Dark Minion, but then the second lowest is going to be the Brabble, which he doesn't necessarily want to die right now. Also going Logos wouldn't put him in check at any point this turn. Does decide to go Logos anyways. Do you play the standardized testing here, though? You're going to kill your Anguish, going to kill the Cinder, going to kill the Euonia. You're going to kill the Dark Minion. He's playing creatures first, so he's just going to discard the standardized testing, it looks like. CakeFood here, going Sanctum. You're going to use that Radiant Truth for that stun on those 3 disc creatures, which is pretty nice. And Baldric the Bold is going to come down next to the Brabble. You can use that Mushroom with a View or not to heal Euonia. Didn't use it. Nyfty here going Shadows. Does have to remember that Cephaloist is offline. Although he doesn't have any stealing, just lots of damage pips in his hand. A capture on the Mesa's Hasp as well. And just throwing down more and more creatures. Putting himself into check. I don't see much of an answer in the hand of CakeFood in terms of responding to this check. He does have the Brabble, well, he has the Waking Nightmare that he held, and could always destroy the Brabble as well. Assume you don't want to destroy the Brabble here and you just play the Waking Nightmare. That would make his keys go up by 5, 6 because of the Cinder. Yep, playing the Waking Nightmare. Keys cost +1 for each disc creature in play. Playing the Cinder next to the Cephaloist. Soulkeeper on... Where are we throwing this? Also, is there a scenario here where Cake Food just runs his Dark Minion into something here? Kind of preemptively setting himself up for that Cleansing Wave that we know is in his deck. It looks like that is what he's doing, fighting the Mesa Asp. Interesting choice on the fight. Alright, so Nyfty here responding with the Logo's turn, playing the Bouncing Death Quark. I think you definitely want to play the Dimension Door and just reap. I know you don't get to draw the card with Kixo or do anything with Munchling, but you still get to steal 2, which is always nice. Then Quasaloop, assume you archive the Gateway here. Just gonna archive the Spike Chop, which is fine as well. So Cake Food taking out a check, doesn't look like he has much of an answer here. Going a little Lost in the Woods, shuffles that Brabble back, which isn't great getting the Brabble shuffled back in, but you do need to play the Lost in the Woods here. I assume you get rid of the Mutant Cut Purse, which doesn't feel great. And you probably get rid of the I don't know, the Shadowsmith. Okay. Cephaloist, Niflground's coming down. Looks like he got the Brabble back. Unless he has 3 of them, which would be a lot of Brabbles. Going with the Logos here. Just gonna reap for a couple. Put yourself right back into check. CakeFoodSupreme does get that first key. But I think this is going to be another turn with no answer. And I don't know, knowing that Nyfty is about to forge, I don't think this is a turn where Nyfty is about to forge and go down to 0 amber. I don't think this is the turn where you want to lay down 2 Bravels. Because now he can kill them effectively for free. So Nyfty goes up 2 keys to 1. CakeFoodSupreme sitting at 3 amber, waiting to get that second key. And I think Nyfty is going to do the smart thing here, fighting the Brabbles, drawing a couple cards. Just going to play down a couple more Logos guys. And pretty much wait and see what Cake Food does here. Got a board of 5 Logos creatures waiting to reap. Got the Gateway in hand. See what he can, depending on what Cake Food does. Cake Food does have the Commandeer. But unfortunately, Nyfty also only has 2 amber. How many cards have we seen? Sorry, Sanctum cards have we seen? So we haven't seen a whole lot. He has 2. He's only played 2. So you can make a case for holding the commandeer because you know you're going to get value out of it next turn. Does go ahead and play it, despite Nyfty only having 2 amber. Throws down a bunch of creatures. Oh yeah, that's a thing. Thanks for reminding me, Dave. I didn't know that that was a thing. You could F11 to full screen. I'm bad at computer things, I guess. Alright, so let's see. What does Nyfty want to do here? Doesn't feel great to clear this board, just because, yeah, you're getting the amber back. But I don't think you want to do that here. But I think you want to hold the gateway this turn, because your opponent will be capturing the amber with Gorvanol and whatnot. So I think you still hold the gateway as a way to get it all back. I do agree, though. This probably should have been a Logos turn. Go ahead. Wipes the board anyway. Played the Brabble before wiping the board. Does have a hand of 5 Shadows cards for next turn, though. So CakeFoodSupreme, I assume you just go back into Sanctum here. Spirit's Way only kills the one guy, which is fine, but you get the Barrister out. Get the armor on the Barrister. And you could just go Dis and play Cinder, Mindfire. Looks like he is going to go into Sanctum. And I think he is at the point of the game, yeah, where you don't want to hold that Spirit's Way, even though you're not getting a whole lot of value in it. So just plays it, gets the Barrister out, which is always a great card to have on board. Nyfty with a very obvious Shadows turn here. Gonna steal one with the red penny, gain 1 from the Spike Trap. Will put himself into check for that 3rd key. And I think CakeFood needs to prey on this Mindfire right here. Hope that he hits the pip. Now he doesn't know that he has only a 40% chance to hit it. But I've definitely taken plays that are less than a 40%. He did miss. Plays a couple cards down. That's it. Nyfty, congratulations. Moving on into the top 8. CakeFoodSupreme, been a pleasure having you in this event, despite you beating me in Swiss. But it is what it is. I will take it still. Congratulations on making the top 16. Definitely not an easy feat to do in a field of 60 people. So hopefully, before I forget, let me pull up this. Let me pull up this bracket for everybody to see where we're at. All right. So we got our ABR league going here. Got a couple games completed in the top 16. Dis this over Z. This one is going to be Nyfty over CakeFood. So Nyfty will be playing Jason in our top 8 round, which is going to be adaptive. We got 3 more games to go in the top 16. And we're on to the top 8. So thanks for hanging in here, guys. Appreciate you guys checking out the stream and supporting the league. I will see you guys next time.